Most people think discipline is something you turn on when you need it. They believe you can live normally most of the time and then suddenly become disciplined when it matters. But that is not how discipline works. Discipline is not a switch. You flip. It is a way of life you build every single day without exception. The truth about discipline is simple but hard to accept. You cannot be disciplined sometimes and undisciplined other times and expect real change. You cannot follow your plan for 3 days and break it for 2 days and wonder why nothing improves. Discipline is an everyday habit, or it is nothing at all. This book will teach you how to live with discipline every day of your life, not just when you feel motivated, not just when conditions are perfect, every single day, because that is the only way discipline actually works. That is the only way lives actually change. Chapter 1. Wake up. Disciplined. Every single morning. Every morning you open your eyes, you face the same choice. You can either start this day with discipline or without it. There is no middle ground. The choice you make in the first 5 minutes determines how the rest of your day unfolds. If you start weak, you stay weak. If you start strong, you build strength. Most people lose the discipline battle before they even get out of bed. They hit snooze. They reach for their phone. They lie there thinking about how tired they feel. Every one of these choices weakens them. Every moment of delay makes the rest of the day harder. They wonder why they struggle with discipline, but the answer is simple. They started their day by giving in to weakness. Disciplined people do not feel different when they wake up. They feel the same tiredness, the same resistance, the same desire to stay comfortable. The difference is in what they do, despite how they feel. They get up when the alarm rings. They follow their morning routine. They start their day with strength instead of excuses. The secret to waking up disciplined is deciding your actions the night before. Do not wake up and try to figure out what to do. Before you sleep, write down exactly what you will do when you wake up. What time you will get up. What you will do first. What you will accomplish before breakfast. When you have a clear plan, discipline becomes easier because you eliminate decision-making when willpower is weakest. You must also prepare your environment for success. Put your workout clothes next to your bed. Prepare your healthy breakfast the night before. Clear your workspace so you can start immediately. Every barrier you remove makes discipline easier. Every obstacle you eliminate gives you a better chance of following through. The first hour of your day sets the tone for everything that follows. If you spend that hour scrolling through your phone, watching news, or lying in bed, you train your mind to accept weakness. But if you spend that hour exercising, working on your goals, or completing important tasks, you build momentum that carries you through the entire day. Remember that how you wake up is a choice. You can choose to start strong or start weak. You can choose to follow through on your commitments or make excuses before your day even begins. Every morning is a fresh opportunity to prove to yourself that you can be trusted to keep your word. Do not waste that opportunity. Chapter 2. Build daily that never break. Discipline becomes real when you create daily non-negotiables. These are things you do every single day, no matter what happens, rain or shine, good mood or bad mood, busy day or free day. These commitments become the foundation of your entire disciplined life. Most people fail at discipline because they make everything negotiable. They exercise when they feel like it. They eat healthy when it is convenient. They work on their goals when they have extra time. But discipline cannot survive this approach. If everything depends on how you feel or what is happening around you, you will always find reasons to skip. Your daily non-negotiables should be small enough that you can do them even on your worst days, but important enough that they move your life forward. Maybe it is exercising for 20 minutes. Maybe it is reading for 15 minutes. Maybe it is writing one page. Maybe it is calling one person who matters to you. The key is choosing things you can do every day without exception. Once you choose your non-negotiables, you protect them. Like your life depends on it. You do not skip them because you are tired. You do not postpone them because you are busy. You do not ignore them because you do not feel like it. You do them because that is what disciplined people do. You keep your word to yourself no matter what. The power of non-negotiables is that they create certainty in an uncertain world. No matter what chaos happens around you, no matter what problems arise, you know that you will accomplish something important every day. This certainty builds confidence. Confidence builds momentum. Momentum builds the disciplined life you want. Start with just 1 or 2 non-negotiables. Do not try to change everything at once. Pick the most important habits for your goals and commit to doing them every single day for the next 30 days. Track your progress. Notice how it feels to keep your word to yourself consistently. Then you can add more non-negotiables over time. Your non-negotiables will be tested. There will be days when emergencies happen, days when you feel sick, days when everything goes wrong. These are the days that separate the disciplined from the undisciplined. Anyone can stick to their habits when life is easy. Only disciplined people stick to their habits when life is hard. Chapter 3. Handle bad days without losing everything. Bad days will come. Days when you wake up feeling terrible. Days when nothing goes according to plan. Days when motivation is nowhere to be found. These days are not exceptions to discipline. They are the most important tests of discipline. How you handle bad days determines whether you build lasting discipline or just temporary motivation. Most people use bad days as excuses to abandon everything. They skip their workout because they feel tired. They eat junk food because they feel stressed. They waste time because they feel overwhelmed. Then they tell themselves they will start again tomorrow. But tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next month. One bad day destroys weeks of progress. The disciplined approach to bad days is different. You do not abandon your standards, you adjust them. Instead of skipping your workout completely, you do 10 minutes. Instead of eating whatever you want, you make one healthy choice. Instead of doing nothing, you complete one small task. You maintain the habit even if you cannot maintain the intensity. This is called your minimum viable discipline. It is the least you will do even on your worst days. Having this standard prevents bad days from becoming bad weeks. It keeps you connected to your disciplined identity even when everything feels difficult. It ensures that you never have to start from zero again. Bad days also teach you that discipline is not about feelings. You will never feel like being disciplined on a bad day. You will feel tired, unmotivated, overwhelmed, or frustrated. But disciplined people act regardless of feelings. They understand that waiting to feel ready is the same as choosing never to act. The key to surviving bad days is accepting them as part of the process. Do not fight against having bad days. Do not get angry at yourself for feeling tired or unmotivated. Instead, prepare for bad days in advance. Decide what your minimum standards will be. Plan how you will maintain your most important habits even when everything else falls apart. Remember that bad days often lead to breakthroughs. When you prove to yourself that you can stick to your discipline even when you feel terrible, you build unshakable confidence. You learn that your discipline does not depend on perfect conditions. It depends on your commitment to keep going no matter what. Bad days are not setbacks. They are opportunities to prove how serious you are about change. They are chances to show yourself that your discipline is stronger than your feelings. Every time you handle a bad day well, you become more disciplined. Every time you give up because of a bad day, you become weaker. Chapter 4. Make weekends work for you instead of against you. Weekends destroy more discipline than anything else. People work hard Monday through Friday and then throw away their progress on Saturday and Sunday. They sleep until noon. They eat whatever they want. They waste entire days on entertainment. They tell themselves they deserve a break. But this weekend mentality is what keeps them stuck. Your goals do not take weekends off. Your competition does not stop working because it is Saturday. Your health does not pause because it is Sunday. If you want to build real discipline, you must learn to stay disciplined 7 days a week. This does not mean you cannot rest or have fun. It means you rest and have fun within the boundaries of discipline. Weekend discipline starts with sleep. Do not sleep until noon just because you can. Sleep 1 hour later than usual at most. Your body thrives on consistency. When you drastically change your sleep schedule every weekend, you disrupt your energy, your mood, and your discipline. Maintain a sleep schedule that serves your goals, not your desire for comfort. Weekend discipline also applies to food. This is not the time to eat everything you avoided during the week. This is not your reward for eating healthy Monday through Friday. Poor weekend eating undoes weekday progress. It trains your brain to see healthy eating as temporary restriction rather than permanent lifestyle. Eat foods you enjoy, but stay within your standards. Weekends are also not vacation from productivity. This does not mean you work all day, Saturday and Sunday. It means you spend some time each weekend moving your goals forward. Maybe it is 2 hours on Saturday morning, maybe it is 1 hour each day. Consistent weekend progress compounds over time into massive results. The biggest weekend trap is entertainment addiction. People spend entire weekends watching television, playing games, or scrolling through social media. They reach Sunday night and realize they accomplished nothing meaningful. They feel guilty and promise to be more productive next weekend. But next weekend, they repeat the same pattern. Set boundaries around weekend entertainment. Decide in advance how much time you will spend on passive activities. Maybe it is 2 hours per day maximum. Maybe it is only after you complete something productive. The key is conscious choice rather than mindless consumption. Plan your weekends like you plan your weekdays. Decide what you want to accomplish. Schedule time for rest, fun, and productivity. When you have a plan, you are less likely to waste time. When you drift through weekends without intention, you always choose the easiest option. Remember that weekends are 2 full days, 48 hours. If you use them well, they can accelerate your progress dramatically. If you waste them, you lose almost 30% of your week. The choice is yours. You can make weekends work for your discipline or against it. Chapter 5. Turn everyday habits into automatic discipline. The goal of discipline is to make it automatic. You want to reach a point where you do the right things without thinking about them, where healthy choices feel natural, where productive actions happen without internal struggle. This transformation happens through the power of daily habits. Habits are behaviors that become automatic through repetition. When you first start exercising, it requires willpower, planning, and conscious effort. But when you exercise every day for months, it becomes as automatic as brushing your teeth. You do it because that is what you do. It becomes part of your identity. The key to building automatic discipline is starting small and staying consistent. Do not try to transform your entire life overnight. Pick one behavior you want to make automatic. Maybe it is drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning. Maybe it is writing in a journal before bed. Maybe it is doing 5 push-ups after you brush your teeth. Start with something so small that you cannot fail, something that takes less than 2 minutes, something you can do even on your worst days. The size of the habit matters less than the consistency. You are training your brain to accept new behavior as normal. Small, consistent actions create big automatic habits. Link your new habit to something you already do automatically. This is called habit stacking. If you want to start meditating, do it right after you pour your morning coffee. If you want to start reading, do it right after you eat lunch. If you want to start exercising, do it right after you get home from work. The existing habit triggers the new habit. Track your habit daily. Put a check mark on a calendar every time you complete it. This visual reminder keeps the habit visible and creates satisfaction when you maintain your streak. The longer your streak becomes, the more motivated you are to continue. Breaking a long streak feels painful, so you work harder to maintain. Expect the habit to feel unnatural at first. Your brain resists new patterns because they require energy. It prefers the old automatic behaviors because they are easier. This resistance is normal. It does not mean you are doing something wrong. It means your brain is adjusting. Push through this phase, and the habit will eventually feel natural. Be patient with the automation process. Most habits take at least 60 days to become truly automatic. Some take longer depending on complexity. Do not give up after 2 weeks, because it still feels difficult. The difficulty is proof that change is happening. Stay consistent, and automation will come. Once one habit becomes automatic, you can add another. But do not rush this process. Master one habit completely before adding the next. This approach builds a foundation of automatic discipline that grows stronger over time. Each new automatic habit makes the next one easier to install. Remember that automatic habits are your secret weapon against willpower failure. When you rely on willpower, you will eventually have days when it runs out. But when you rely on automatic habits, you continue making progress even when you feel tired, stressed, or unmotivated. Automation is what separates temporary discipline from permanent discipline. Chapter 6. Stay disciplined when life gets chaotic. Life will test your discipline with chaos. Emergencies will arise, plans will change, unexpected problems will demand your attention. Travel will disrupt your routines, work will become overwhelming, family issues will consume your energy. These disruptions are not exceptions to discipline. They are when discipline matters most. Most people use chaos as an excuse to abandon their standards. They skip workouts because they are traveling. They eat poorly because they are stressed. They stop working on their goals because they are dealing with problems. They tell themselves they will restart when things calm down. But life never completely calms down. There is always something that could excuse undisciplined behavior. The disciplined person approaches chaos differently. They adapt their methods, but never abandon their standards. They find ways to maintain their most important habits even when everything else is falling apart. They understand that chaos is temporary, but the habits they maintain during chaos become permanent strength. When chaos hits, focus on your core habits. You may not be able to do everything you normally do, but you can maintain the most essential behaviors. Maybe you cannot do your full workout, but you can do 10 minutes of exercise. Maybe you cannot eat perfectly, but you can make better choices. Maybe you cannot work on your goals for 2 hours, but you can work for 20 minutes. Prepare for chaos in advance. Think about the disruptions that typically throw you off track. Maybe it is business travel. Maybe it is holiday seasons. Maybe it is busy periods at work. For each disruption, create a modified routine that maintains your discipline at a minimum level. Having a plan prevents you from making emotional decisions during stressful times. Use chaos as training for mental toughness. When everything is going smoothly, discipline feels easier. But when life is difficult, discipline becomes real strength training. Every time you maintain your standards during chaos, you prove to yourself that your discipline is stronger than circumstances. This proof builds unshakable confidence. Remember that other people are watching how you handle chaos. They notice whether you give up when things get difficult or stay committed to your standards. Your response to chaos either inspires others or teaches them that discipline is optional. Choose to be an example of someone who stays strong when life gets hard. Do not use chaos as an all-or-nothing excuse. Just because you cannot maintain perfect discipline does not mean you should abandon all discipline. Maintaining 50% of your standards during chaos is infinitely better than maintaining 0%. Partial discipline during difficult times keeps you connected to your disciplined identity. Chaos also reveals what truly matters to you. When you have limited time and energy, you discover which habits and goals are actually important and which ones were just nice ideas. Use chaotic periods to refine your priorities. Focus on what truly moves your life forward and eliminate what was just keeping you busy. The most important truth about chaos is that it ends. The emergency will be resolved. The busy period will pass. The disruption will become normal. When stability returns, you want to be someone who maintained their discipline throughout the chaos, not someone who has to restart from zero. Your future self will thank you for staying disciplined when discipline was hardest. Chapter 7. Build discipline that grows stronger every day. True discipline is not just about maintaining the same level of effort forever. It is about continuously growing stronger, building discipline that improves over time, creating momentum that makes tomorrow easier than today. This requires understanding how discipline compounds when you approach it correctly. Discipline compounds like interest in a bank account. Small, consistent deposits create massive long-term results. Every day you follow through on your commitments. You deposit strength into your discipline account. Every day you keep your word to yourself. You earn interest on all your previous efforts. Over time, these deposits create unstoppable momentum. Most people plateau in their discipline because they never increase their standards. They find a comfortable level of effort and stay there forever. They exercise the same amount. They maintain the same habits. They set the same goals. But comfortable discipline is not growing discipline. If you are not challenging yourself more, this month and last month, you are not building stronger discipline. The key to growing discipline is progressive challenge. Just like building muscle requires gradually increasing weight, building discipline requires gradually increasing difficulty. Start with what you can handle consistently. Once that becomes easy, add more. This progression keeps you growing instead of just maintaining. Increase your standards slowly and deliberately. If you currently exercise for 20 minutes daily, try 25 minutes next month. If you currently read for 15 minutes daily, try 20 minutes. If you currently wake up at 7 o'clock, try 6:55. Small increases feel manageable, but create significant growth over time. Track your discipline growth. Keep records of how your habits and standards improve over time. Notice how tasks that once felt impossible now feel routine. Celebrate the progress you have made. This tracking shows you concrete evidence that your discipline is actually growing, which motivates you to continue pushing forward. Growing discipline also means adding new challenges. Once your current habits become automatic, introduce new ones. If you have mastered morning exercise, add evening reading. If you have mastered healthy eating, add meditation. Each new disciplined behavior makes you stronger and more capable of handling even greater challenges. Learn from your discipline failures. When you fall short of your standards, analyze what happened. What triggered the failure? What could you do differently next time? Every failure contains lessons that make you more disciplined if you are willing to learn from them. Failures are not setbacks if they teach you how to succeed better next time. Surround yourself with people who challenge your discipline. Spend time with people who have higher standards than you do. People who accomplish more than you accomplish. People who inspire you to grow instead of people who make excuses. Your environment shapes your standards. Choose an environment that pulls you toward growth. Remember that growing discipline feels uncomfortable. If your current level of discipline feels completely comfortable, you are not growing. Growth requires pushing beyond what feels easy. It requires attempting things that feel slightly beyond your current ability. This discomfort is proof that you are building stronger discipline. The goal is not to make discipline feel easy forever. The goal is to become someone who can handle increasingly difficult challenges with discipline. Someone who can maintain high standards even when life becomes complex. Someone who continues growing when others choose to stay the same. Chapter 8. Create systems that make daily discipline effortless. Discipline should not require heroic effort every single day. If you are constantly struggling and forcing yourself to act, your approach is wrong. The goal is to create systems that make disciplined choices automatic and effortless. Systems that work even when motivation is gone and willpower is weak. System is different from a goal. A goal is what you want to achieve. A system is how you achieve it consistently. Goals create temporary bursts of effort. Systems create permanent changes in behavior. If you want to lose weight, that is a goal. If you create a system for eating healthy every day, that is how you actually lose weight and keep it off. Your environment is your most powerful system. Change your environment and you change your behavior automatically. If you want to eat healthy, remove junk food from your house. If you want to exercise consistently, lay out your workout clothes every night. If you want to read more, put books everywhere and hide your television remote. Environment design eliminates the need for willpower. Create decision-free systems. The more decisions you have to make, the more opportunities you have to choose poorly. Eliminate unnecessary decisions by automating them. Eat the same healthy breakfast every day. Work out at the same time every day. Follow the same evening routine every night. When behaviors become automatic, they require no willpower. Use implementation intentions. These are if-then plans that tell you exactly what to do in specific situations. If it is 7 o'clock in the morning, then I exercise for 30 minutes. If I finish eating dinner, then I clean the kitchen immediately. If I feel stressed, then I take 5 deep breaths. These plans remove hesitation and doubt from your decisions. Stack your habits together. Link disciplined behaviors to create chains of automatic actions. After I pour my morning coffee, I review my daily goals. After I review my daily goals, I write in my journal. After I write in my journal, I start my most important work. These chains make it easier to maintain multiple habits because each one triggers the next. Prepare for obstacles in advance. Create if-then plans for common problems. If it rains and I cannot run outside, then I do bodyweight exercises indoors. If I am traveling and cannot access my gym, then I walk for 45 minutes. If I am stressed and want to eat junk food, then I drink a glass of water and wait 10 minutes. Having predetermined responses prevents obstacles from derailing your discipline. Batch similar activities together. Instead of making healthy food choices throughout the day, prepare all your meals on Sunday. Instead of constantly deciding when to work on goals, block specific times for specific activities. Batching reduces decision fatigue and makes discipline more efficient. Create positive constraints. Set boundaries that make undisciplined choices impossible or difficult. Do not bring your phone into the bedroom if you want better sleep. Do not keep cash in your wallet if you tend to overspend. Do not buy foods you want to avoid eating. Constraints eliminate temptation before it becomes a problem. Review and improve your systems regularly. What worked last month might not work this month. What systems are making discipline easier? What systems need adjustment? What new systems could help? Continuous improvement keeps your systems effective as your life changes. Remember that good systems feel almost too easy. If maintaining discipline requires constant struggle, your systems need improvement. The goal is to make the right choices, so automatic that wrong choices feel unnatural. When your systems work correctly, discipline happens without effort. Chapter 9. Recover quickly when discipline breaks. You will break your discipline. You will skip workouts. You will eat poorly. You will waste time. You will fail to keep commitments to yourself. This is not a character flaw. This is human nature. The difference between disciplined and undisciplined people is not that disciplined people never fail. It is that they recover from failures faster. Most people treat disciplined failures as proof that they are not disciplined people. They skip one workout and decide they are not athletic. They eat one unhealthy meal and decide they cannot eat healthy. They waste one day and decide they are lazy. This all or nothing thinking turns small failures into big setbacks. The disciplined approach to failure is different. You acknowledge the failure without drama or self-judgment. You analyze what caused it. You adjust your approach. You restart immediately. You do not wait until Monday or next month or next year. You begin again, right now. Speed of recovery is what separates temporary setbacks from permanent failures. When discipline breaks, resist the urge to explain or justify what happened. Do not waste time feeling guilty or making elaborate plans to prevent it from happening again. Do not promise yourself you will be perfect from now on. Simply restart the behavior as quickly as possible. Action repairs. Confidence faster than analysis or promises. Learn from each failure without dwelling on it. Ask yourself what triggered the failure. Was it stress, fatigue, social pressure, boredom? Understanding your triggers helps you prepare better for next time. But limit this analysis to 5 minutes maximum. Spending too much time analyzing failure often becomes another form of procrastination. Expect failures to happen and prepare your recovery system in advance. Decide right now what you will do the next time you break discipline. Will you restart immediately? Will you do a smaller version of the habit? Will you focus on just one key behavior? Having a predetermined recovery plan prevents failures from becoming spirals. Use failures as opportunities to prove your commitment. Anyone can maintain discipline when everything goes perfectly. Only truly disciplined people demonstrate their commitment by recovering quickly from failures. Each fast recovery builds confidence that you can handle setbacks without losing momentum. Avoid the perfectionist trap. Perfectionism makes you fragile because it cannot handle failure. When perfectionists fail, they often quit completely because the failure shatters their self-image. But discipline is not about perfection. It is about consistency over time. A person who succeeds 80% of the time will always outperform a person who succeeds 100% for 2 weeks and then quits. Focus on your overall trend rather than individual failures. If you exercised 25 days this month compared to 10 days last month, that is massive progress, even if you missed 5 days. If you ate healthy meals 80% of the time compared to 50% last quarter, you are improving dramatically. Judge your discipline by your long-term trajectory, not by your worst days. Create systems that minimize failure damage. If you tend to binge eat after restricting too much, allow yourself small treats regularly. If you tend to skip workouts after missing one, schedule rest days intentionally. If you tend to waste entire weekends after one lazy Saturday, plan recovery activities for Sunday morning. Remember that every moment is a chance to restart. You do not have to wait until tomorrow to begin again. You do not need a fresh week or a new month. If you waste the morning, you can still have a disciplined afternoon. If you have a poor day, you can still have a strong evening. Discipline is not about perfect days. It is about perfect moments strung together over time. The fastest way to recover from broken discipline is to take one small disciplined action immediately. Do not try to make up for the failure by doing something massive. Just do one small thing that aligns with your standards. This action reconnects you to your disciplined identity and creates momentum for bigger actions. Most importantly, treat failure recovery as a skill to develop rather than a problem to avoid. The better you become at bouncing back quickly, the less damage failures can do to your progress. Every fast recovery makes you more resilient. Every quick restart proves that temporary setbacks cannot derail your long-term success. Conclusion. Living the disciplined life. Every single day, discipline is not a destination you reach. It is a way of life you choose every single day. It is the decision to keep your commitments when keeping them is hard. It is the choice to act on your values when emotions pull you toward comfort. It is the strength to do what you said you would, or do regardless of how you feel about doing it. The disciplined life is available to anyone willing to practice it daily. It does not require special talent or perfect conditions. It requires the daily decision to follow through on your commitments to yourself. It requires systems that make the right choices easier. It requires the ability to recover quickly from failures and keep moving forward. Every morning you wake up with a fresh opportunity to practice discipline. Every day you can prove to yourself that you are someone who keeps their word. Every choice you make either strengthens or weakens the disciplined person you are becoming. The accumulation of these daily choices creates the life you live. Start today, not tomorrow, not next week, not when conditions become perfect. Choose one area where you will practice daily discipline. Create a simple system that makes success easier. Commit to following through for 30 days without exception. Track your progress. Recover quickly from failures. Let daily discipline transform not just what you do, but who you become. The disciplined life is not easy, but it is simple. Do what you said you would do every single day. Keep your word to yourself consistently. Create systems that support your commitments. Recover fast when you fall short. Grow stronger through daily practice. This is how you build the life you actually want, instead of just dreaming about it. Your future self is counting on the choices you make today. Make them proud.